Chapter 4. Central Park Fountain.
"Good morning, Martin,"
said David, as Martin came to his office to learn what tasks he would be employed to do.
"We operate many enterprises in this organization. Each one requires a budget. Many of our enterprises are government-funded and so run in deficit against the funding supplied. Each year, each of the managers submit their budget or budgets to us, depending on how many cost centers they control. We then put all of them together into one complete budget to ensure our bottom line can be funded. Your job is to collect all the data from the various cost centers and enter them into your terminal. When this is completed, we let the various centers know which budget requests we can fund and which ones we can't."
That sounds fairly straightforward.
You'll also need to do some spreadsheeting analysis on possible projects and potential acquisitions of other organizations that we feel align with our mission goals. So, let me take you to your office.
David's office was glassed in with a nice large manager's desk. His office was right next to the human resource manager, whose office was next to the general manager's office. Leaving David's office, they walked onto an open floor where several cubicle areas were dotted around the office.
"Good morning, Marjorie. Let me introduce you to Martin, our new management accountant. Marjorie is our paymaster. You will want to stay on good terms with her."
David winked as they kept moving towards his designated area.
"This is your desk, Martin. Complete with the latest Pentium computer, running Windows 3.1 locally, as well as giving access to our Unix network accounting system in terminal mode. Let me introduce you to Stephen, our computer systems manager, who is sitting over there in the back corner."
Welcome aboard, Martin. Glad you can join us.
Careful how you say that, Stephen. It's actually Martin.
I can't tell the difference from what I said.
It's all in the spelling, Stephen. Thanks for letting me be part of the team.
If you have any issues with your computer or the Unix network system, basically any software or hardware issues, I'm your man. If you can't get me, then you can talk to my assistant, Derek.
Derek popped his head up over the cubicle wall and introduced himself.
"Welcome aboard, Martin. Glad you can join us."
Nice effort on the pronunciation, Derek. Much appreciated all round.
I will let you get set up. And this afternoon I will introduce you to Keith, our strategic planning manager. He will take you out to some of the operations managers to discuss their budgeting requirements.
Sounds good, David. Thank you very much.
By the time Martin had familiarized himself with his computer and office environment, it was time for lunch. He decided to head out and walk a couple of blocks to Central Park and get a bit of sun and whatever fresh air he could capture in a city environment. Martin walked past a group of people playing a game of giant chess while a number of spectators looked on. As Martin walked to the highest point in the park, he came to a large fountain. In the center of the fountain was the giant bronze statue of Apollo with his arms stretched out. Behind him, a large arch of fine spray accentuated his dominant position in the fountain. At lower positions to the left and right were two other figures. One was a young woman, and the other a young man. Martin did not recognize these two figures. Around the other side was a man overcoming a minotaur with his knee in its back and a giant sword in hand. Around the fountain was a large pool of water that offered reflections to the beholder when the winds were calm. Dolphins and turtles in the water around the main structure were spraying water towards the center of the fountain. Behind the fountain was a long corridor of trees, leading the eyes of the beholder towards the war memorial about 1 kilometer away. The path to the right of Apollo, on the side where the young woman was kneeling, led to St. Mary's Cathedral of the Roman Catholic Church. Martin pondered the connections of all these things in the park. It was such a beautiful fountain, commemorating ancient Greek culture, linking together the spiritual, commercial, social, and sacrificial elements of the society. These were all integrated with the central figure of Apollo in brass, the supposed giver of life. It made him think of the description of the leopard-like beast in Daniel 7 that he had studied a few years earlier. The leopard of Daniel 7 represented the rise of Greece as a world power. The influence of Greece upon the world was also reflected in the beast that rose from the sea in Revelation 13. The body of this beast was a leopard also, representing the Greek influence on the world up to the modern era.
I'm looking at some of the fruit of the prophecies of Daniel and Revelation right in front of me.
Contemplated Martin as he ate his sandwiches. Some pigeons were bobbing around at his feet as he meditated on these things.
Amazing that Apollo is venerated as the spring and the giver of life by our city, even if hardly anyone these days recognizes it.
Martin opened his Bible and began to think about things related to the idea of a fountain. He recalled this verse in Psalms.
For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Psalm 36, verse 9.
Martin noticed the connection of fountain with light, and that prompted him to look at some other texts in the New Testament.
I, Jesus, am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. John 8:12. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. John 1:4.
Jesus is the light of the world and the fountain of life. Greek thought, on the other hand, had lifted human philosophy above any creator, making human reason the light of the world and the fountain of life. This is flattering to humanity, and thus is more readily accepted, in contrast to studying a creator who, the more we know, the more humbled we become. The wisdom and learning of man are a gift from God, but our not acknowledging him causes the foundations of our society to be unstable and insecure. Martin, reflecting on all this, remembered another Bible verse.
For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom. But we preach Christ crucified. Unto the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness. 1 Corinthians 1:22-23.
Apollo represents the rejection of Jesus as the light and life of the world, thought Martin.
It's right here in my face. Rebellion against the Creator sculpted in bronze. Our whole society is framed together around this principle, based on the lie of inherent life in man apart from his Creator, whether it be personified by Apollo or anyone or anything else. Look at the time! I'd better get back to work.